Alrighty, we have a breaker box or disconnect. It's a 220, 240 volt, 20 amp circuit. We have our two live wires with a ground coming up from our cellar. It's number 12 on a 20 amp breaker. And we have our MC cable going out to our air conditioner, and we're going to put a 20 amp breaker in here as a second disconnect because I like to have a disconnect next to the air conditioning unit, which is right on the other side of the wall. So I'll show you how to wire this double pole breaker into this small box here. Alrighty, so here in the country I was born in, we do have a 220, 240 volt, and it is, we use a double pole breaker to get our 220, 240. Each side of the double pole breaker is 120 volts, line to neutral, so that's how we get 220, 240. Black is live, red is live, blue is live. White and gray are the only two colors allowed to be used as a neutral. However, you may find white live on a 220, 240 volt circuit, such as what we have here going to the air conditioning unit, which we'll remark with some black tape. And in a single pole switch loop or a three-way switch loop on a 110, 120 volt circuit, you may find a white wire live. So we'll stick this double pole breaker into our box here first. It just sets in here like this. Just sets in there like that, and I'll show you how to wire this panel. Okay, so we'll bring our red and black lives up here to the top. So we'll open up our screws here. You'll see a little groove in here to set your wire in. So we'll bring our red, bring it down, bring it up, we'll bring it over, and we'll bring it down and put it into that slot there. And we'll cut it right here. This is number 12. Make sure our wire stays in our slot there, and we'll just make sure we don't get our insulation caught under there. Snug it down. We'll just push our wire back into our box. Now we'll bring our black wire over. We'll bend it down. Push it back into our box. We'll bend it over where it's going to come down. And we'll make our little bend here. And we'll cut it at the bottom of our connectors in here. Again, we'll put our wire into our groove here. Make sure we don't get our insulation caught under the terminal. And we'll push it back into our box. Now we got to bring our ground wire up here and ground our box. We'll bring it down, bend it up, come up here, we'll bend it over, and we'll come right down into this terminal right up here. And we'll cut a little off because it's a little long. Make sure you don't get that into your box. make sure it's good and tight. And our ground wire is back out of the way of everything here. Now we'll get our ground wire that's going to go to our air conditioner. We'll bring it over here, bring it up, and we'll bring it down into this hole right here. Make sure we don't get our insulation caught under our terminal lug there. Just make sure there's a little copper showing just a little bit above it there. And our copper is coming through. Now hook our load up to our breaker down here. Okay, so this is a number 2 square screwdriver. It's better for the circuit breakers, it's easier. So we'll get our wires untwisted here. So we'll put our white where the red one is. Come around, come up, and we'll go under our breaker right here. Now if I had some black tape or red tape, I'd make a mark on here, but I don't have any, so we're not going to complain about it and piss and moan about it. We're just going to put it on another day. Alright, so we'll get it under our terminal here. Make sure it's up in all the way. And we'll push it back into our box so it's all nice and neat. Now I'll bring our black one around here, bring it down, we'll bring it over, and we'll bring it up where we're going to go into our breaker right here. Yeah, make sure it goes up in all the way, and I see our copper at the bottom of the terminal, and our insulation's not pinched, so we'll just tighten it up, holding it up in the terminal. And now we can just put our wire back into our box here. And I'll bring the camera up close so you can see up close. Alrighty, that is how to wire a 220-240 volt disconnect breaker box here in the country I was born in. Peace. Thanks for watching.